Good Wednesday evening. Here are the headlines from CNN. Good Friday afternoon. Here are the headlines from CNN. Good Thursday afternoon. I'm Stephen Goforth with your headlines.
This is a Turner South CNN News Break.
Good Monday morning. I'm Stephen Goforth with news from CNN. A convicted sex offender wanted for the kidnapping of an 11-year-old boy in Florida has been caught. Frederick Fritz was arrested north of Atlanta in Cartersville, Georgia, near where the boy was found unharmed on Friday. He is accused of kidnapping the boy after picking him up from school on Tuesday. The boy has been reunited with his parents. And the four most prominent organizations of African-American Baptists in the country are meeting today in Nashville. It's the first time the four groups have ever convened together. A look at weather is coming up next. No rain is likely today. Afternoon readings will recover mostly into the 40s across the South. Turning to travel news, as prices rose more than a nickel during the past 2 weeks around the country, folks in Atlanta are paying an average of $1.80 a gallon. I'm Stephen Goforth for CNN. Good Thursday afternoon. I'm Stephen Goforth with your headlines. The world's most wanted man might have been recently living in the border region between Pakistan and Afghanistan. A Pakistani intelligence official says that's what Khalid Sheikh Mohammed has told his interrogators. The so-called mastermind of the 9/11 attacks reportedly said he even met with bin Laden recently. And the University of Georgia is firing assistant basketball coach Jim Herrick, Jr. There are allegations of NCAA violations in the Georgia basketball program. Weather is next. Hello, I'm Stephen Goforth with news from CNN. The trial of former Health South CEO Richard Scrushy is underway in Birmingham, Alabama. Scrushy is accused of an accounting fraud of more than $2.6 billion. And Tennessee State Senator John Ford appeared in juvenile court yesterday for a child support hearing. During a previous trial, Ford admitted that he keeps two families in separate homes, and he splits time between his ex-wife, a longtime girlfriend, and their 5 children. But the hearing had to do with a third woman and her 10-year-old daughter. A look at weather is coming up next. Look for high temperatures in the 40s and 50s today. Colder air will be filtering southward by Friday, possibly setting the stage for a wintry mix across parts of the southeast. Turning to travel news, passenger traffic at the New Orleans International Airport fell just short of a record this past year. More than 9,700,000 passengers came through the airport sometime during 2004. I'm Stephen Goforth for CNN.
This has been a Turner South CNN News Break.
The results today, ladies and gentlemen, are conclusive. You're looking at the next governor of Alabama.
Republican Bob Riley might not be making that claim if it were not for this 14-year-old girl and her mother. How that came about will likely go down in the annals of Southern politics as one for the books. On election night, vote returns appeared to point to incumbent Governor Don Siegelman.
I was declared the winner. Then sometime after midnight, votes were changed in Baldwin County, and what was a victory for me turned into a victory for Bob Riley.
The swing of about 7,000 votes in that one county was enough to change the outcome of the race. The fact Riley actually had more votes than Siegelman in Baldwin County was first discovered on election night by Carmen Jones and her daughter Candace. Voter News Service hired Candace to call in vote totals that night, and her mother tagged along for support. Voter News Service reports election results to the major networks, including CNN and Associated Press. Election officials in Baldwin County projected the vote totals on a screen. The media and poll watchers took those numbers at face value, packed up, and went home. Carmen and Candace chose to count for themselves, precinct by precinct.
My mom sat there and added all the numbers up, and they came up different than the numbers on the screen, and I called Voter News Service.
The Baldwin County District Attorney investigated and confirms their story.
It took a very brave act because at that time everybody thought, at one point in time, all the media thought, that the other total was correct. And so you had these two people with the right numbers insisting that their numbers were correct.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable. And yeah, I started getting aggravated because they wanted us to leave. And yeah, it was late and I was tired and I was nervous by the end of it. But you know, it was the right thing to do, and you just don't give up.
On Monday night, Siegelman conceded. The nation's last undecided governor's race goes to Bob Riley, thanks in part to the effort of a 14-year-old girl and her mother.
And somebody cared enough to get the numbers right. And I think that's a credit to her and her daughter.
Stephen Goforth, CNN.